Dobar dan, dobrodošli na 4. sastanak, koordinacioni sastanak humanitarnih organizacija Lašvanske doline.
As we seem to have the majority of people here, we'll crack on with the meeting.
Pošto je većina vas ovdje, mi ćemo sada početi sa sastankom.
And to remind anyone who's new here of the reason for the meeting, it's simply an opportunity for the aid agencies and the representatives from the local authorities in the Lash Valley to exchange views on humanitarian aid.
I za sve oni koji su prvi put ovdje, da se posjetimo razloga ovog sastanka. Ovo je jednostavno najbolja prilika da se predstavnici lokalnih zajednica upoznaju sa planovima i programima humanitarnih organizacija za Lašvansku dolinu.
As with previous meetings, I shall ask each of the aid agencies present to stand up and briefly give a quick situation report on the activities they're doing in the various areas.
Kao što je to bilo i na dosadašnjim sastancima, zamolit ću sve predstavnike humanitarnih organizacija da ustanu i da nas kratko obavijeste o svojim programima.
And then I'll invite the representatives from each of the local authorities to make any comments if they have them.
A nakon toga bih zamolio sve predstavnike lokalnih zajednica da daju svoje komentare o tome ako ih imaju.
One point, if you have your own interpreter, aid agencies, please use them.
Isto tako molim humanitarne organizacije, ako imaju svoje prevodioce sa sobom ovdje, da oni prevode za njih.
And one point from the Busovača representative, they have very kindly laid on a snack for all of us upstairs after the meeting, so if everyone could be as brief as possible and we could crack straight into that snack, which I'd recommend is a good plan.
Isto tako, predstavnik Busovačke općine nam je rekao da nakon ovog sastanka će biti mala zakuska na spratu, tako da vas molim da budete kratki i da bi mogli početi sa tim planom što prije.
Without more to do then, I will start myself with 2 points arising from the last meeting that we held in Travnik.
Ja bih sada krenuo sa dvije teme koje su pokrenute na zadnjem sastanku koji je bio održan u Travniku.
Firstly, the visit of the USAID team has been successfully completed and they have now left.
Prva stvar je da posjeta tima za pomoć iz Amerike, da je ta posjeta bila uspješna, da je završena i da su oni sada otišli.
They pass on their thanks to everyone again for your help, and I understand it was an extremely profitable and positive assessment visit.
Isto tako sam zamoljen da vam prenesem njihovu zahvalu na svu vašoj pomoć koju ste im pružili i oni smatraju da je ta njihova posjeta bila jako uspješna i plodotvorna.
Second point from the last meeting was rat poison.
Sljedeća stvar sa zadnjeg sastanka od kojeg smo razgovarali bio je otrov za pacove.
The World Health Organization have informed me that the long-awaited delivery of rat poison into the Lash Valley has arrived and has been distributed to the local authorities.
Svjetska zdravstvena organizacija me obavijestila da je ovaj otrov za miševe na koji se dugo čekalo da stigne, napokon stigao i da je proslijeđen lokalnim zajednicama.
I'd now like to start with the reports from the aid agencies by asking Matthew from Feed the Children to give us a quick update on what his organisation has been doing. Matthew.
Wait, I wait for somebody tries too fast. Can you get one? If you want something,
Should we crack on with somebody else? You're ready, are you?
No,
Okay.
Okay. IRC, can I ask you to crack on instead while Matthew
Da
sorts
li
stuff
sad
out?
mogu zamoliti humanitarnu organizaciju
Sorry,
te da oni krenu sa svojim izvještajem? He's apologizing. Yeah.
Htio sam samo da pozdravim ovaj sve skupa koji ste došli. Ovdje u Busovaču, nisam sad ustao, ali već kad sam već rekao, ne moram tako da kažem.
I would just like to greet everyone here in Busovača.
Sa sastankom, onda je pa upadam. Prije nego što pođemo govoriti, da to kažem samo. Jednu riječ, zapravo 3 rečenice.
I would like just to say 3 sentences, nothing more.
Može? Ja pozdravljam sve dame i gospodu koje je došlo ovdje na sastanak.
I herewith greet everyone, all ladies and gentlemen here on this meeting,
I drago mi je da ste svi stigli.
and I'm glad that you all arrived.
Nadam se da ćemo ovako se lijepo družiti, da ćemo efikasno raditi.
And I hope that we'll have a good cooperation here.
Možda ćemo, želio bi da duže ostanemo na onom gore katu nego na onom ovdje.
And I would like to stay longer up there than down here.
Moj predsjednik, gradonačelnik, je zauzet poslom, smrtnim slučajem otišao u Zagreb i nije mogao da bude tu, jer je on trebao da bude dobačen, kao što smo mi obećali, prošli put u travniku na sastanku.
My president, the mayor of Busovača, is not here. He is busy on a business trip in Zagreb. He went on a funeral, and he promised to be host on this meeting here today.
Zato ovdje ima tajnik općine, Niko Grubešić, koji je prisutan, a ja i on skupa smo vam domaćin, pa kakav vam bude. Ja mislim da će vam biti lijepo.
And that's why Mr. Niko Grubešić, who is the secretary of Busovača municipality, is present here, and both of us would be your hosts today.
Hvala vam lijepo što ste došli.
Thank you very much for your attendance, and feel yourself good.
Thank you very much.
Hvala vam.
I'd now like to ask the International Rescue Committee to give their report to the assembled members.
A sada bih zamolio predstavnike humanitarne organizacije IRC da daju svoj izvještaj.
My name is David Robertson. I'm the head of office for IRC Zenica.
David Robertson, šef ureda Zenica. Ja kao Sedina Marković, vrhunski asistent.
I will try to be brief, so I will not talk about what we've done in the past.
Ću kratko nešto što smo radili u prošlosti
And simply say what programs are coming up in the future.
i nešto koji će programi biti za buduće.
I think on most people's minds is the spring agriculture program.
I kaže da su ostale ljudi zainteresovani za poljoprivredni program.
Most, if not all of you, will have received the survey we passed out.
Da ste dobili kao izvještaj koji je on napravio.
Accurate and timely information will be necessary for us
Sve te potrebne informacije bit će potrebne za nas.
if we are to implement this program in the most beneficial manner.
Kako bi sačuvali taj program na najkorisniji način.
Just to brief all of you, the plan is 750 tons of potato
Ako
seed,
nam kaže ukratko, riječ je o 750 tona krompira,
20 tons of onion,
20 tona luka,
and if all goes as planned, fertilizers,
i ako se dobro prođe, kao imaš u planu i gnojiva,
and diesel for sowing.
naftu za oranje.
This is not a large amount compared to previous years,
Kako to nije velika količina za razliku od prošle godine,
but because of the inputs we have, I think a much better program.
ali kažu zbog nekih stvari koje imamo, kažu će ovo biti bolji program.
Not every municipality will be participating with IRC for spring sowing.
Sve općine neće učestvovati u našem programu,
Only those who do agree
samo one koji se budu složile sa
to all the criteria or requisites for this program.
našim kriterijima.
That you will be discussing with Gagi, the field officer.
S tim ćete razgovarati sa našim field officer, on je terenski službenik i s tim ćete razgovarati.
I say we need this information in a timely manner because the seeds have been purchased
I informacije su jako potrebne što je prije moguće jer semena su već naručena.
They will be coming to Meković by the middle of this month,
Doći će u Metković sredinom ovog mjeseca.
and we will start distribution probably at the beginning of March.
Distribucija počinje početkom marta.
So please cooperate with Gagi as best as you can.
Molim vas da kooperirate, da sarađujete sa Gagijom.
The only other major program we have in the near future is a medical and educational facility program.
Kaže, drugi veći program jeste školstvo i zdravstvo.
And that will begin probably soon after the spring seed program.
To će početi nakon praznih sjetve.
So yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for that, Dave.
some good points from IRC there, particularly the fact that the fertilizer is coming in, which is one of the points mentioned at the last meeting.
Hvala na ovome, Dave, i naprosto na ovim važnim informacijama vezano za đubrivo koje je bilo pomenuto i na zadnjem sastanku.
I'd now like to ask Slavko from UNHCR if he'd like to make his points on behalf of that organisation.
Sada bih zamolio Slavka, predstavnika UNHCR-a, da on kaže da iznese svoj izvještaj ispred svoje organizacije.
Htio bih pozdraviti sve znamce, uglavnom svih, tako da odmah slična za stvar, for everyone. Što se tiče UNHCR-ovih programa za rehabilitaciju postojećih objekata, dakle kolektivnih centara i tome slično, imamo, kao što znate, sklopljene ugovore sa UNKOR-om i IFC-om o tome da mi njih nadjelamo, to je kroz financiranje njih da oni provode te programe na području od Gornjih Bakupa, dakle, pa nadalje prema Zemlji gore do ovoga. With reference to UNHCR's shelter program, as we know, UMCOR and IRC are the implementing partners in that branch, and all efforts will be going through them with rehabilitation on collective centres, and as IRC has mentioned, the health and education facility program. With reference to that, also the standard plastic sheeting and plywood that we are distributing, plastic sheeting is going to go out only on a priority basis, meaning that we have a shelter coordinator who will assess the situation in each area, and then on basis of her assessment we will provide plastic sheeting. Što se tiče programa dostave plastike i štetkoće, plastiku, kao što znate, imam koordinatora po tom pitanju u Hrvatskoj, gospođa Vesna, i samo kad ona bude izvršila uvid na situaciji, nema je dovoljno da bi redovno snabdijevali sva područja, sve općine, jel? Tako da tek nakon njenog odobravanja možemo, dakle ona bi bila ta koja će izdavati količine plastike za tu svrhu. Štetkoće nema i veliko je pitanje kada će doći, tako da mi se nadamo da bi moglo da stigne, ali zato da niko ne očekuje štetkoće za rehabilitaciju bilo kakvih objekata. Plywood, as the other part of the program, we have no plywood in our warehouse at all. It's a question of when we will be getting it up, so just that the municipalities know that not to expect any plywood in the near future. Again, UMCOR, they will start implementing a program of rehabilitation of collective centres, especially in travelling, and that's one thing that should be starting very soon. UMCOR, kao što sam već naveo, kroz implementaciju projekata vezane za rehabilitaciju objekata, trebaju krenuti ubrzo sa rehabilitacijom nekih objekata kolektivnih centara u travelling. Next issue would be fuel. Very shortly. Yesterday or the day before, one of our first or second convoy arrived via Mostad, meaning that possibly the dispute in the Mostad area with the authorities with the Croatian authorities has been solved. We don't know more about it, at least I don't. But we got a convoy yesterday, so the standard fuel ration distribution for each district and municipalities will continue. It's just a question of each district or municipality coming and collecting a docket from us through which then they can collect their monthly allotment. Što se tiče goriva, juče ili treće stigao nam je jedan konvoj tankera, sa gorivom nakon duže vremena, baš UNHCR-ov konvoj, kao što znamo, bilo je neki problema dole u Mostaru sa vlastima, oko neke definicije općina koje trebaju se distribuirati na području. Ne znam da li je to riješeno u potpunosti, međutim stiglo je nam je gorivo tako da mjesečne alokacije po okruzima i po opštinama može da se nastavi dalje, tako da samo je pitanje mora svaki predstavnik da dođe, to okružni predstavnik znaju, svaki predstavnik mora da dođe i da podigne ciketu, dakle, prema kojoj će od nas u našem evidenciji, prema kojoj će moći da podigne svoju mjesečnu količinu. The winterization program, as winter is coming to an end, I'll be quick, try to. Što se tiče zime, programa zimskog snabdijevanja, zima se bliži kraju, tako da ću prosto navesti šta možemo očekivati još do kraja zime. Neke količine cipela i čizmica smo obezbijedili, vrlo mala količina, ne bi tačno znao o kojoj količini se radi, tako da sada smo u fazi pravljenja programa za distribuciju tih čizama i cipela. To je običan miješani brojeva, tako da od 37 pa do 40 i nešto.
Za hranu i poljoprivredu je ta koja je preuzela obavezu koordinacije na ovim prostorima. Obezbijeđena su neka sredstva, uglavnom će ta sredstva biti usmjerena na istočne enklave i na području bihaćkog cepa, ali isto tako neka sredstva su obezbijeđena za program sjemena u srednjoj Bosni. Imamo organizaciju Messi International, ja ne znam da li su ovdje tu, da li su nisu. Oni su obezbijedili neka veća sredstva od kojih će obezbijediti nekih 600 tona krompira, nekih 200 tona luka i nekih porečnih paketa do 100.000 za zemsko i za kubansko područje. On će usmjeriti to na porodice, dakle i na male farmere, jer će ove druge organizacije više raditi na masovnu proizvodnju. Jer to je ono što su oni nama smenio, kako da dalje moraju se direktno sa njima with reference to the SFOR program, as we had a meeting not a long time ago, and Mercy International, I don't know whether they're here, they stated that they have procured quite a solid amount of sources for this program, and they're bringing up some 600 metric tons of potatoes and 200 tons of onions for the Zenica and the Tuzla AOR. They're going to target small-scale farmers as the other organizations have targeted production of it. So for any information on that, it would be wise to contact Mercy International direct through their offices, and they have set one up. Again, if you cannot, we can coordinate that. You can give your request to us and we will try and pass them on forward. That would be, in short, the SFOR program. A few other things, as I mentioned, the supplementary feeding program that UNHCR has passed on to the local municipalities over the new year. Prior to that, it was Feed the Children, basically the organization working in this area. As of the new year, as we all know by now, it's the milk powder and the high protein biscuit program. It's going to go directly through each municipality, and we're targeting lactating women, pregnant women, and children between 1 and 3. So it's going to go through the structure of the local organizations now. Što se tiče programa dodatne ishrane od mlijeka u pravilju, često svi znate da to sada ide preko općina, znači preko organizacije koje radi na lokalitetima, nećete više kroz Feed the Children, tako da samo znate da to očekujemo da to redovno ide. Jedna informacija tokom februara i marta neće biti mlijeko u prahu, nego će biti big soja blend. To je ista zamjena za mlijeko u prahu, kažu lekar da je čak i bolje od mlijeka u prahu, obogaćena je vitaminima i ima svojstva sva, kao što je rekao mlijeka u prahu, tako da nećete mislili, kao što je bilo slučajeva, neko je to mislio da je brašno, pa malo je falilo da to završi u distribuciji za brašno. Through February and March, the milk powder with the supplementary feeding program, we supplemented it with wheat soy blend as we did not have enough milk powder. So just so that there's no confusion there, because the other day they almost sent it out as wheat flour in a municipality. The other biggest program that we have that is halfway through is the wheat grain program, of the wheat grain that we are milling in Busovača. Drugi program, možda najznačajniji u ovom periodu, jeste program Eleve pšenice u mlinu u Busovača. Tu je sklopljen ugovor za mene od 2000 tona pšenice, od kojeg će se finalni proces, to je brašno raspodijeliti na ovim prostorima. Do sad je dovučeno negdje oko 1700 tona pšeničnog zrna za meljavu, dakle još nekih 300 tona bi trebalo da stignu, onda sve količine te pšenice bile tu i polako bi već u stvari već smo polako krenuli sa distribucijom brašna od te pšenice. So far to this day, some 1,700 tons of wheat grain have arrived, meaning that an additional 300 will be coming up in the near future, and then the whole amount of the wheat grain has arrived for our program. We have already started distribution of the flour, and to this day, 482 tons of flour produced from this program have been distributed to the municipalities of GODINA, both by dolini and strani. And we will continue with this program. For this next month, that is for February, we are planning an additional distribution of 500 metric tons of the flour produced in the mill in Busovača. Dakle, što se tiče tog mlina, tokom februara nadamo se da ćemo raspodijeliti još neki 500 tona brašna tog proizvedenog u mlinu na području, to bi uglavnom bilo poslije Lašvanske doline. Još jednu stvar, samo da znate, još za februar što se tiče higijenskih sredstava, dakle za sapun, sanitarne uloške i deterđente, još tokom februara dobit će svaka općina, svako područje, dobit 100% lokaciju koju treba da dobije i koju je dobivao do dana danas. Međutim, od marta mjeseca ćemo znatno umanjiti te količine i te količine neće se dijeliti kao do sad što se dijele, dakle da svako dobije iste količine, bit će znatno umanjene i čak će se dijeliti prema potrebama, a ne u standardnoj lokaciji. Another thing with reference to moving on to detergents and sanitation materials, soap, sanitary napkins and detergents, we will finish distribution of the standard allotment through February. I'll keep it short. Through February, but as of March, it's going to be distributed on a priority basis. Not all municipalities will be receiving the same amount they have. The sanitation and materials are going to be distributed on a priority basis with prior assessment to the need for it. And, well, in short, that would be that.
Thanks very much, Slavko. Can I just confirm, just so there's not any confusion, that I think I'm right in saying there has been deconfliction between all the different agencies about the seed program, hasn't there? So there's no confusion. There has been deconfliction between the agencies on the seed program. Deconfliction, coordination.
Kaže, hvala velika Slavko, samo da potvrdimo da nema, pošto naše organizacije imaju programe za sjetvu, da tu postoji neka koordinacija između svih humanitarnih organizacija.
Good. Thanks for that. I'd now like to ask Vlado from ODA to say a few words on their projects.
Sada bih zamolio Vladu iz humanitarne organizacije ODA da pročita svoj izvještaj.
As you all know, ODA, Emergency Engineering Unit, is present here from very beginning, and we are here nearly 2 years in the area of Lašvanskoj. And our main business is access to all local communities in area of infrastructure. It means water supply, sewage programs, garbage collection, garbage disposal, repairs on electric network, and heating, heating, central heating for towns. I think that we, in the last 1.5 years, that we have done, in my view, a very good job here, and now we have a lot of ongoing projects. For example, at this moment, heating plant in Strani, also Zenca, and we gave them start, and they have heating season ongoing. Also, all public utilities in this area has in the previous period assistance from us in spare parts for water network, for vehicle fleet repair, and other things. Only what I can tell now is that also in the future, we will assist all public utilities and all companies in this area. And in this moment is some kind of dead season for ODA EU, because now we are joint organizations, power team for thermal power plants, Also, mining team and emergency engineering unit are joint team, and our boss still making programs for the new season, and I hope during the March we will present our ideas to local authorities and we start it for this year. Ja ću kad ću reći na našem jeziku, ovdje tim hitne tehničke intervencije, ranije tim Europske zajednice za hitne tehničke intervencije, sada tim engleske vlade za hitne tehničke intervencije, prisutno ovdje od augusta 1993. godine. A od samog početka smo asistirali svim opštinama ovdje na obje strane i recimo u ovoj godini, zahvaljujući ovdje, recimo Travnik, Svite, Zenica imaju centralno grijanje, također u oblasti infrastrukture mi podržavamo sve u vezi vodosnabdijevanja, kanalizacije, prikupljanja i odvoza smeća, sanacije električne mreže i centralnog grijanja. Trenutno imamo dosta projekata koji su u toku. Jedan od njih je ovdje u Busovači, recimo sensor projekat. Trebaju nam doći materijali za ovaj dodatni vod iz drugog potoka, 900 metara cijevi, PHD, predsjeka 180 mm i još neki drugi projekti. Još je vrlo bitno za ODU da smo mi sad u fazi organizacije. ODA djeluje kao tim za tehničke intervencije, željezničke intervencije tehničke i sad smo ujedinili tim za podržavanje termoelektrana, rudarski tim i ovaj tim za tehničke intervencije u jedan tim i naš šef trenutno pravi programe za ovu godinu, normalno zajedno sa svima ostalima i mi se nadamo da bi tokom marta mi trebali znati koliki nam je fond za ovu godinu i na osnovu toga ćemo nastaviti da asistiramo svim općinama i svim preduzećima iz oblasti infrastrukture na ovom području.
Thanks very much, Strani. I'd now like to ask Matthew from Feed the Children, and after Matthew I'll ask UNICEF to speak.
Sada bih zamolio Matthewa iz Feed the Children, a nakon Matthewa UNICEF.
Thanks, Robin. First, an apology to my boss, Gordon Bacon, who is based in Sydney. He's responsible for the whole of the area that Feed the Children operates before we started, and he wanted to come to the unfortunately. My name is Matthew, and I recognize a lot of you. I'd like to very quickly thank Nick Morgan for his hard work in getting these meetings organised. They help us a lot. Now about Feed Children. Feed Children has received the funding that we need to keep it going for the foreseeable future. The two main donors are the European Community and the British government. But we're getting a lot of money from American grants. The operation at the moment is working from the Lašvanskoj, which is using about 230 tons of food a month.
Operacija za Lašvansku dolinu radi već za 23.000 tona.
230 of food a month in this general area. The main programs are as follows. The first one, which every town in the National Valley who is traveling to Busovača is involved in. Is led a keeper for children. And I believe every school child in the Busovača option, both sides, is getting a keeper every day. If that's not happening, then I want to know about it. The second program, which is much larger, is aimed at families with very small children. children below the age of 6.
Djece ispod 6 godina.
And there are many parts to this program,
I ima mnogo dijelova ovog programa.
but it's for babies, it's baby jars,
Za bebe su baby peduse
and it's very good quality biscuits,
i veoma kvalitetni biskviti.
not the second world war biscuits that you get in
Ne biskviti koje svjetskog rata koji su bilo druga.
For families with children up to the age of 3, there is some very good milk cereal.
Za familije sa djecom do 3 godine mliječni se radi.
And for all families with children below the age of 6, there is soap, shampoo and detergent.
Za sve familije sa djecom do 6 godine šampon, sapun i detergent.
Unfortunately, those last 3 items haven't arrived yet,
Nažalost, zadnja 3 artikla
but they will be here very soon.
ali bit će ga možda veoma uskoro. Tako kažem.
The third program is concerned with the worst social people.
Treći program je zavrnut za staviti najbolji socijalni slučaj.
The people in the worst condition.
Ljudi najbolji slučaj.
And most of the work we do on this is really towards Travnik, Čakan and Bugoj.
I većina rada koji radimo je prema odnositi prema Travniku kako i Bugoj.
Because that is where the situations work.
Jer to su mjesta gdje situacija najbolja.
But in all the options around here, we are helping public kitchens
Ali svim općinama okolo pomažemo kuhinjama javnih
and collector
i
centers
kolektivima
and centers for social work.
i centrima za socijalni rad.
I've got one request now to local authorities.
Ima li jedan zahtjev za lokalnu vlast?
We sometimes have small problems,
Ponekad imamo male probleme,
sometimes we have big problems.
ponekad velike probleme.
And the people in the city know what we do to you,
Ljudi u ovoj sobi znaju što radimo.
and you know how we work.
I vi znate kako mi radimo.
But unfortunately, there are people in your company who pass us around.
Ali, nažalost, ima ljudi u vašoj zemlji koji ne zajedaju.
And maybe that's not the right word. If you could, wherever possible, put as much pressure on the authorities to ensure that we can do our job properly.
Ako biste mogli da stavite pritisak na vaše vlasti, da su mi radili sve naš posao.
We're spending millions of pounds here.
Trošimo milijone funkcije.
We are employing over 20 local staff.
Zapošljavamo preko 20 lokalnih ljudi.
We are renting houses.
Renčujemo kuće.
We eat in your restaurant.
Jedemo u vašem restoranu.
We buy things in your shop
Kupujemo u vašim radovima.
with our Deutschmark.
Sa našim mašinama.
And we feed your babies.
I hranimo naše djece.
So don't fuss. I'll give you a couple of examples.
What's he saying?
Some local authorities are trying to levy taxes on our food.
Neke lokalne vlasti favoriziraju takvu na poreze.
When that happens, we will just not deliver that option.
Kad se to dešava, onda nećemo količine prišli u općinu.
We'll just cut it out.
Samo ćemo to odsjeći.
I'm delivering 15 options today,
Ja učim u 15 općina.
and I've only had to cut half an option out.
Samo sam se prepolovio na pola.
I won't tell you which one it is,
Nećemo reći.
and I hope it will be working again soon.
Nadam se da ću uspjeti opet raditi.
Another example,
Drugi primjer.
and I'll take the same action,
I uzeti istu akciju.
is to do with the police.
Radim sa policijom.
Now, I'll be honest with you.
Biću stvarno sam vam govorio.
I live in Vila,
Ja živim u Bilu.
and I have a fantastic time.
Imam fantastično sekovinu.
We've never had our houses broken into.
Nikada nismo imali,
We've never had a vehicle stolen,
nikada nismo imali benzin.
and I am a very good friend of the chief of police.
I ja sam veoma dobar prijatelj od šefa policije.
We've never had our warehouses broken into,
Nikad nismo imali naše skladište.
and when I have seen our food on sale on the black market, the police have pulled it out.
I kada sam vidio da se naša hrana prodaje na crnom tržištu, policija je potrebna.
And that's easy.
To je isto.
No problem with that.
Nema problema, ali
Unfortunately, it's not the same everywhere.
nažalost nije uvijek isto.
And in some cases, it's the police department.
U nekim mjestima policija je.
So please put, wherever you come from, please put as much pressure on the authorities to stop the Yeah, I think you will understand that. I think that's enough. I probably won't get out of the door. Has anybody got a question for me? Unfortunately, I cannot stay to the end of the meeting. This is Boris. Oh, let me show you. Many of you know he is responsible for Busovač's machinery track. And any questions that you don't know now, you can say later.
Good. I'd like to thank Matthew very much for his very honest comments.
Zahvalio bi Matthew na njegovim iskrenim komentarima.
And hope the editing machine on the TV station is working.
I vidio sam da su kamere svo vrijeme bile uključene.
Thanks so much.
Hvala velika.
Right, I'd like to move on now to UNICEF to give us a quick update on what they're doing.
Sada bih prešao na UNICEF da nam oni daju svoj kratki izvještaj o tome što trenutno rade.
koji se distribuju kroz distribuju na svim školama. Nadamo se da ćemo biti u mogućnosti da u okviru ovog edukativnog programa razvijemo još neke projekte. Nadam se uz pomoć našeg implementnog partnera univerziteta u Pittsburghu koji treba sljedeći mjesec vjerovatno da doći. Što se tiče programa zaštite zdravlja, tu idemo direktno kroz bolnice, domove zdravlja i patronažne službe i isporučujemo uglavnom pedijatrijske lijekove, vitamine i tzv. higijenske kitove koje su namijenjene za novorođene bebe i koje se zadržavaju pelene, puder u prahu, šampone za kupanje itd. U okviru ovog programa imamo isto tako i program ishrane i program vakcinacije. Program ishrane podrazumijeva u stvari raspodjelu hrane, dječje hrane i hrane za dojilje i trudnice koje smo do sad uglavnom distribuirali kroz nevladine organizacije. Što se tiče programa vakcinacije, on podrazumijeva u stvari snabdijevanje dovoljne količine potrebnih vakcina i tu surađujemo u stvari sa organizacijom IMC koja ima razvijen taj program vakcinacije u saradnji sa lokalnim vlastima. I kao zadnji program, spomenula sam još psihosocijalni program koji je u ovom području počeo da se razvija tek nedavno, tako je reći u januaru, kada su organizovana 3 seminara u području odgovornosti UNICEF-ovog ureda u Zenici. Prošle sedmice je završen seminar u Vitezu i on je u stvari namijenjen bio upućen učiteljima i pedagozima osnovnih škola koji zatim trebaju to znanje stečeno na tom seminaru da dalje pošire u svojim školama, a podrazumijeva u stvari saznanja o traumi koja pogađa u stvari djecu u novim područjima i načinima kako u stvari da se nosimo s njom i kako i mogućnosti da se pojave s njim. To bi bilo. I'll try to be shorter in English. My name is Nada Zan and I'm head of office, UNICEF office based in Zanica.
Finnish Refugee Council to give their report.
Hvala velika Nado, a sada bih zamolio danski savjet za izbjeglice da oni daju svoj izvještaj.
Moje ime je Nada, ja sam arhitekt projekta i ja sam kratko samo obislim stvari koje su izvještaj se bavi. Mi uglavnom kod najčešće renoviramo pomoćnične objekte, najveći dio njih domovi. Viteze je planirano renoviranje jednog objenika od 850 kvadratnih metara kapaciteta do 200. U prošlosti smo također planirali renoviranje jednog prijatnih kuća. At the beginning, I gave a short introduction to what we are doing in the first time here, just to see. For the next year, we have already started some activities, although our funds are not still firmly approved, but we have started the activities in basic ground, novinara, and prestavnicima. Those activities are in different stages. In Strani is currently rehabilitation of public apartment buildings. In Lašvanskoj we are planning to rehabilitate 2 public apartment buildings. One on the right side with 30 flats, the other on the east side with 41 flats. In Vitez we are planning to rehabilitate one kindergarten of 850 square meters for about 200 children. In Busovača, we are planning to rehabilitate 10 private homes. I just wanted to say that for the next year, last year we had funds from the government, but for the next year we will probably have funds from European community, and we will have a much bigger funds than last year, and a lot of money from that fund is spent in this area. But up till now we don't have it. It is not actually definitely true that we are expecting to do that. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much indeed, Masada. Right.
Welcome, Masada.
I'd like to ask Adela from Red Barnet now to give her report.
A sada bih zamolio Adelu iz organizacije Red Barnet da da svoj izvještaj. Dobro, samo ti malo glasnije da te čujem, molim.
Ovo je desetski sastanak najbolje Red Barnet prisutan, tako da mislim da se ne trebamo pretirati sa radimo, a za oni koji prvi put ja samo želim da mi pravimo ovdje.
Since this is the 4th meeting where the humanitarian agency Red Barnet is present, I think that there is no need for us to present us again. But for those who are here for the first time, I would just say that we are building kindergartens. Regarding our plans for the 1995, we are planning to open one kindergarten in Novi Travnik with cooperation of Busovača and ODA. Sorry. That kindergarten will employ about 20, nisi rekla broj, djeca, ali nisi rekla broj zaposlenih, nisi. That kindergarten will employ the mixed staff, meaning mixed nationality, and will receive about 200 kids. For all municipalities who are interested in a cooperation with us, I would just like to say to pass an official request to us, to our headquarters is in RMK building in Zenica. That would be all.
Thank you very much indeed, Adela.
Hvala velika, Adela.
As always, for all the NGOs, if you have any trouble contacting them, then you can always get in touch with them through myself or any other Brit-Bat liaison officer.
Za sve one koji žele da stupe u kontakt sa bilo kojom nevladnom organizacijom, a imaju poteškoća s tim, molim vas da se obratite bilo meni, bilo nekom drugom oficiru za vezu iz britanskog bataljona 1.
And I'd also like to make one point about the kindergarten project, which Adela mentioned, which we are doing with Red Barnet and with the funding from ODA.
A ja bih rekao koju riječ o ovom obdaništu koji je pomenula Adela i koji se popravlja, odnosno obnavlja u saradnji sa britanskim bataljonom 1 i humanitarnom organizacijom ODA.
The kindergarten is being worked on by the soldiers of Major David Crumlish, who's here at the front.
Na tom obdaništu, na rekonstrukciji obdaništa rade vojnici majora Davida koji je prisutan ovdje.
And when it's finished, it'll be right by the confrontation line, and it'll be a facility for use for children from both sides of the community.
To obdanište se nalazi upravo na bivšoj liniji konfrontacije, tako da će to biti obdanište za djecu i sa jedne i sa druge strane.
That's all I've got on that point. Are there any more NGOs here that I haven't noticed at the back who have reports to make? I don't think so.
Ja, samo da prevedem.
Of course, crack on. MSF, please. You couldn't see it at the back.
And I'm demonstrated in the MSF Indonesia. I was there for 40 Christian, and so I'm talking in here, and I'm very pleased to be with you.
Thank you very much for coming.
And I shall lead you into the security center and enjoy that.
Okay, sorry. I just listened at the beginning.
She just said that she's the new worker for MSF. She's very pleased to be here, and she will give the report.
Okay. Ona je novi predstavnik, novo zaposleni u ovoj humanitarnoj organizaciji MSF. Drago je što je ovdje i daće svoj kratki izvještaj.
Okay, so maybe like everybody is aware that MSF is a well-established media since more than 2 years ago.
Kao što svi vjerovatno znate, MSF je ovdje dobro ustoličen od prije 1-2 godine.
And then MSF is focused on 2 major programs.
I ta organizacija se fokusirala na 2 glavna problema.
The first one is supporting all the medical staff in the region by giving them a funding process.
Prva stvar je pomoć medicinskom osoblju u ovom ovdje regionu, a pomažu im na taj način što im daju one familijarne pakete.
Yeah, so it contains food and hygienic items.
I ti paketi sadrže hranu i higijenske potrepštine.
And so we are still going on with the same progress as providing them funding process for the next few months.
Mi ćemo i dalje nastaviti sa tim projektom snabdijevanjem medicinskog osoblja sa poručnim paketima u sljedećih par mjeseci.
But the change now would be is to try to get the local plant involved with the production of all the items. As our local staff are going to manufacture all the production of the family process in our warehouse.
Jedina promjena koja će biti za nekoliko mjeseci je u tome što sada MSF nastoji da uposli lokalne tvornice u proizvodnji materijala, odnosno produkta koji se nalaze u tim poručnim paketima.
So plants from Bosnia were interested in providing us some of the items, but we are still waiting for the signature of a production. Things should be okay this week.
Oni još, Bosna bi na taj način trebala da daje određene proizvode koji se nalaze u tim paketima, međutim oni još uvijek čekaju zeleno svjetlo i čekaju potpis njihovih investitora koji bi trebao da se dobije ove sedmice.
And our second program has been also running at the same time as the funding process one, is supplementary feeding program.
Sljedeći program kojim mi idemo u isto vrijeme, odnosno koji obavljamo u isto vrijeme sa porodičnim programima, to je dodatna ishrana.
So what we are working with the social care centers list and as well with all working associations.
Radimo sa svim centrima za socijalnu pomoć i bosansku suradnju.
And according with this list, we work on MSF activities.
I s njima surađujemo po kriterijima MSF organizacije.
Also with this community feeding program, we have a program with the public kitchen.
Pored ovog, zajedno sa ovim programom dodatne ishrane, mi također imamo programe zajedničkih kuhinja.
But with the public kitchens now and the one that we are having is in Doline. And now we are trying to help them with the sanitation program and as well with helping them with the irrigating the water, supplying the crops.
Only in that kitchen in Zenica. Trenutno pomažemo jednoj javnoj kuhinji u Zenci i nastojimo im sada pomoći i sa drugim stvarima, sa deterđentima, higijenskim potrepštinama koje su im potrebne i ostalim.
Okay. And so we are still now providing, still keeping on with the same program, program. I'm not going to ask the same as feed the children, but also our warehouse are empty because all our trucks stuck at the border with 15% staff.
Mi ćemo i dalje nastaviti sa ovim programom dodatne ishrane. Ne želim da govorim na način na koji je govorio predsjednik Feed the Children, ali mogu reći to da su i naši kamioni, da su naša skladišta prazna i da su nam kamioni zaustavljeni na granici zato što žele da ih oporezuju 15% poreza žele da stave na tu robu.
So we are hoping that our headquarters and the authorities are going to negotiate in a good way so that we can start our community program next.
Ja se nadam da će se to riješiti ubrzo zato što se ide odgovornim licima, s njima se pregovara i nadamo se da ćemo početi nastaviti sa našim programom dodatne ishrane što je prije moguće.
Okay. And,
Where is your headquarters, please?
It is in Split.
U Splitu.
Okay, and our headquarters also, they are more going to a higher level with Brussels, ECO, and OSU.
What's ECO?
About negotiating, three of them, and that ECO, OSU, and other NGOs will be
Just saying that her headquarters are liaising with European community.
Njeno sjedište je u skladu i u suradnji sa Evropskom zajednicom.
European community.
That's all.
Okay, so...
Good. Thank you very much indeed for that and welcome.
Hvala velika i dobrodošli ovdje.
For the benefit of those people here from the local authorities who may not be aware of the current problem mentioned by MSF,
zbog onih ljudi koji možda nisu trenutno svjesni ovih problema koje ima MSF,
and we realise that it is not to you this problem is caused by,
i mi znamo da niste vi ti koji su prouzrokovali te probleme,
but the Bosnian government has imposed a 15% tax on all the aid agencies bringing goods into the country for your assistance.
Međutim, Bosnian government.
Yes.
Bosanska vlada je nametnula porez od 15% za sve humanitarne organizacije koje uvoze robu u Bosnu za vašu pomoć.
Obviously we are negotiating with them to try and get this tax lifted.
Naravno, mi trenutno pregovaramo s njima pokušavajući da se te takse ukinu.
But currently it means that some trucks with aid for your people are not being unloaded at the moment because the tax is not being paid.
Međutim, to znači da trenutno postoje kamioni koji su zaustavljeni, koji nisu istovareni i čija pomoć se nije podijelila zbog neplaćanja tog poreza.
And we hope there will be a resolution to this problem soon.
I mi se nadamo da će ubrzo doći do rješenja tog problema.
Are there any more NGOs who are present?
Ima li još nevladnih humanitarnih organizacija koji su trenutno prisutni ovdje?
No, good. In that case, I'd like to thank them all very much and move on to the local authorities. I'll start, if you'll forgive me, just by going down the list by asking the representatives from Travnik to make any points if they have any.
Ja bih se zahvalio svim predstavnicima humanitarnih organizacija i sada bih krenuo sa predstavnicima lokalnih vlasti da oni kažu ako imaju neki komentar da daju. Nemojte se ljuti, krenut ću sa Travnikom zato što je on prvi na mojoj listi.
Ja bih vas pozdravio, ja sam Mustafa Inđić, predsjednik Merhameta u Travniku. Od prije 20 dana sam i predsjednik regionalnog odbora Merhameta za regiju Travnik.
I would like to greet you all. I'm Mr. Mustafa Inđić and I'm president of Merhamet in Travnik. 20 days ago I became the president of regional committee of Merhamet.
Pokušamo da i Merhamet organizujemo po uzoru na kanton.
We are trying to organize Merhamet organization as the cantons are organized.
Smatram da je veoma bitna činjenica za ovaj skup da sada na ovoj regiji, u srednjoj Bosni, imaju dva čovjeka s kojim mogu sarađivati. To su u Travniku, za Travničku regiju, to sam ja i moj kolega iz Zenice, koji je predsjednik Merhameta Zeničko-Dobojske regije. Praktično dva čovjeka sa Merhameta su na ovoj regiji koja mogu predstavljati.
I think that it is important for this assembly here to know that there are two men who are to be get in touch or who are coordinating Merhamet in this region. First one is Mr. Inđić, who is the president of Merhamet in Travnik, and the president of Merhamet in Zenica. And that man, that president of Merhamet in Zenica, is responsible for the area of Zenica and Doboj.
Ja sam prvi put zvanično na ovom sastanku. Bio sam u Travniku nezvanično prisutan i raduje me što sam danas ovdje.
I'm here officially present at this meeting for the first time. I was present in Travnik at this meeting in Travnik unofficially, and I'm very glad to be here today.
Želio bih da se zahvalim na pozivu.
And I would like to thank you for your invitation.
U Travniku sam vidio da se ima šta čuti na ovim sastancima.
I saw in Travnik that there were some things to see and hear on these meetings.
Zato nije kurtoazija kad kažem da sam sretan što sam ovdje na skupu.
That's why I'm not just polite when I say that I'm happy to be here.
Želim da vas obavijestim da sam imao jedan sastanak u Sarajevu prije 20 dana.
I also want to inform you that I had a meeting in Sarajevo 20 days ago.
Bio je sastanak glavnog odbora Merhameta za Bosnu i Hercegovinu.
That was the meeting of the main Merhamet Council for Bosnia and Herzegovina.
I pored ovog regionalnog organizovanja koje smo napravili, donijeli smo strategiju budućeg razvoja.
And we discussed the strategy of a future development of Merhamet.
Želimo da se uključimo u privredne tokove. Znači, Merhamet bi se počeo da bavi privredom kako bi omogućio proizvodu, prije svega u ovim momentima hranu, da bi mogao dijeliti humanitarni.
We want to be, in the future, we want to be involved in business, meaning that Merhamet wants to produce food and and after that to distribute that food.
Mi već imamo neke osnovne odbore Merhameta koji se bave proizvodnjom jaja, uzgojem kunića i mi smo krenuli tim putem i svi ćemo nastaviti.
Even now we have different departments of Merhamet, like production of eggs, production of rabbits and things like that, and we'll continue in that way in future.
vidim i čujem da ovdje ima organizacija koje ulažu u takve programe i raduje me buduće saradnje s tim programima.
I have heard here that there are some organizations who are ready to employ some money into projects like those. So I'm looking forward for our good cooperation. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hvala velika.
Anybody else from Travnik municipality?
Da li ima još neko iz Straničke općine možda?
Ja sam Adam Jelašković, stručni saradnik Ministarstva za programe i ministra sporta i kulture. Ja isto sam prvi put na ovakvom jednom skupu.
I'm Mr. Adem Jelačković. Oprostite, nisam, vi ste ministar za sport i...
Kultura, pomoćnik ministra za programe. Stručni saradnik Ministarstva za programe.
He is the member of refugee ministry, and he is also in charge for sport and culture. And he's like Mr. Inđić for the first time on a meeting like this.
Nas je posjetila jedna američka delegacija i oko obnove izgradnje objekata. Ja sam jako zadovoljan sa njihovom posjetom.
We were visited by one American organization concerning some building rehabilitation, and I'm very satisfied with their visit.
Opredijelili su i neka sredstva, znači namjenski za izgradnju kolektivnih smještaja i obnavku kuće.
Jesu li oni vama to dali ili samo... They offered them some finance for repairment of some houses.
Ja bih rekao dvije nove stvari. Ne znam koliko ko prati sredstva informisanja, ali nama od nove godine su u 4 navrata stigli novi problemi iz Bosanske krajine.
I would like to say two things. I don't know if you are listening TV or radio, but after New Year, we have had 4 groups of new refugees from Bosanska Krajina.
6.1.90.
On the 6th of January, 90 refugees.
15.1.
15th of January,
20.
20 of them. The 2nd of February, 74.
9.2. jučer.
Yesterday, 9 of February.
Najavljeno 50, došlo 80.
50 refugees were announced and 70 came.
Uz obećanje da će u sljedećoj sedmici doći 1000 novih.
And they also promised that in next week we'll have 1,500 new refugees. And all those refugees are Muslims and Croats. We have big problems with receiving them. We put them in schools and buildings which are not good. After that, into some private houses. But they are the new burden for food and clothes and everything else.
Želio bih da ovo poprimi jedan zaista značajan zadatak za sve, da se za ovo pripremimo jer je vrlo teška situacija u Travniku.
Since the situation in Travnik is very difficult, I would like all of us to be prepared for those new refugees.
10 kolektivnih smještaja.
There are 10 collective centers.
Oko 200.000 je prošlo kroz Travnik programi.
200,000 refugees went through Travnik.
I želio bih da se nađemo u nekom od prioriteta.
And I would like to be, and we would like to be a priority.
Još ono što je najljepša sporedna stvar, to je sport.
And something about sport, the best non-important thing.
Ja imam jako lijepe uspomene iz Viteza i saradnju sa British bataljonom.
I have good, nice memories from Vitez and about cooperation with that.
Odigravali su međusobne susrete.
We had joint matches, football matches.
i krenula je jedna akcija popravke sportskih objekata.
And there was the action of rebuilding the sports centers were
Međutim,
ahead.
to je sve stalo,
But everything stopped.
trebalo bi da nađe i to mjesta.
So maybe that should find its own place in our programs. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Your points are very well taken.
Hvala velika na vašim primjedbama.
We will certainly do what we can to assist with this obvious problem of DPs or refugees coming up as it is.
Mi ćemo se naravno pobrinuti da vi dobijete našu pomoć vezano za ove izbjeglice i raseljena lica.
And we'd also be delighted to beat you at football again.
I kaže, bit ćemo oduševljeni da vas ponovo pobjedimo u fudbalu. It was 9-3 for them, of course.
I knew that.
Znao sam to, kaže.
It's all right. Thanks very much. I'd like to ask the representative from Novi Travnik, Croat side, now to make any points he has.
Sada bih zamolio predstavnike Novog Travnika sa hrvatske strane ako imaju kakve komentare da daju na stolu.
Ja sam predsjednik Crnog križa Novi Travnik, Marijan Lovrinović.
I'm Mr. Marijan Lovrinović. I'm the president of Red Cross in Novi Travnik.
Ovako, ja samo što se tiče humanitarnih problema, kolektiv vladi i neke druge probleme.
I'll just say something about humanitarian problems that we have, and the gentleman from government will tell us something about it.
Sastanak ću spomenuti da su dolazila delegacija, američka delegacija, gdje smo razgovarali konkretno o Novom Travniku. Ja sam između ostalo vidio jedan problem, da što se tiče tretmana hrane, ako je bilo jedno, ako je moguće da se stavi hrana koji su navici naši građani da jedu.
Samo da razmislimo o kojoj posjeti Amerikanaca i vi ste govorili o stvarno je to ova posjeta u US team, o tom se govori, znači svi. Okay. I would like to you at the beginning of this meeting you mentioned the visit of US team, and I was present there when they were in Novi Travnik, and I mentioned the problem that we have, and that problem concerns the food. And I asked them to send us, if they are sending food, to send us the food that our citizens are used to.
Često puta dođe od mali koji jednostavno ne znamo izvršljivca i nemamo njih navika.
So there are many cases when we receive food that we really don't know how to use or how to prepare, and we are not used to that.
Malo sam razgovarao, jednom sam pročitao u novinama da je u Ruandu stigla svinjske konzerve.
And once I read in newspapers that there were some cans with pork meat arrived in Rwanda, and then I remember that we have never received anything like that.
Ja sam vidio jedan prijedlog, ako je moguće da se iako mali uzmeju u Hrvatsku i ovdje ublaku da se prizali i zbog transporta i naše svijet naviklo na
And on that occasion, I mentioned that maybe that would be a good idea to buy food for us in Croatia or somewhere who produce the food that we used to. Lately, I have some problems with children's food. There are 90% of mothers who are not able to for breastfeeding after all those nervous stresses that they went through the conflict. They are looking for baby luck. He went to Zenica and visited one organization called Solidarity. Have you heard for that? Solidarity.
Yeah,
Solidarity, yes.
Yeah.
And they promised that they would send some of that food.
Zamolio bih samo da se ne desi kao prošle godine što je dovezao crni svih.
pa sam tražio bio ugovor 101:2 da se vraća.
Regarding the seats, I would like to ask you not to have contracts like we had last year. For example, ICRC brought us some potatoes last year, and we had to sign that we are going to pay back, meaning 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Zatim sam poslije korigirao ugovor za bilo 1:1, ali ni to se nije moglo naći, stvarno bilo loše cijene.
And after that, we changed the contract to 1-to-1, but that was not it was not impossible to follow that contract either, that item either, because the seats were really, really bad.
Ja sam molio da nam šalju provjerena imena.
And I would just, I would like to ask you to send us good seeds. That's all. Thank you.
Thanks very much for that. To address some of your points, I'll ask Jay to mention briefly USAID, but with regard to Rwanda, I think you'll find the reason they're getting the pork in Rwanda is that the situation there is actually probably a lot worse than it is here, with hundreds of thousands of people actually starving to death.
Kaže, ja bih sada komentirao par vaših komentara ovdje i rekao bih prvo vezano za ovaj tim iz Sjedinjenih država koji je bio, o tome će nešto kasnije reći gospodin Jay Carter. Zatim ovom svinjetni koja je stigla u Ruandi, to je vjerovatno zato što je u Ruandi situacija mnogo teža nego ovdje, tamo 100.000 ljudi umiru od gladi.
With regard to the food that you don't know how to prepare, I'm aware that UNHCR, for example, had to issue some rice instead of flour.
Yeah. Što se tiče ove hrane što ste pomenuli, o kojoj mi ne znamo mnogo i koju ne znamo kako da pripremimo, možda bi UNHCR trebao da daje više riže umjesto brašna.
This is unfortunately unavoidable, and we just have to make the best with what we get and be thankful.
Međutim, ovo što imamo i moramo iskoristiti od toga najbolje.
Jay, do you want to briefly say something about USAID?
Jay, da li ste vi možda nešto rekli o ovom timu koji je bio?
Thank you very much, Nick, for extending the invitation to attend this meeting. Regarding the USAID visit, I think it's important to note the purpose for which USAID made this specific visit. There were 11 members of the overall team, and they were broken down into 3 subgroups. One was political, another one was for economics, and the third was for infrastructure. The basic purpose to assess those specific projects in which they might invest training and money to further the federation and the process of the economy. So the concern was not with regard to the delivery of humanitarian aid or humanitarian assistance at all. As a consequence of their particular visit, they are now in split, and for a period of 1 week they will be doing their write-up and determine their priorities for the distribution of that assistance. The primary criteria for the distribution of those funds is that they must be used in joint projects of mutual benefit to both communities. For this particular fiscal year, they have approximately $20 million to distribute.
Za ovu fiskalnu godinu oni imaju otprilike $20 milijuna za distribuciju.
Also, from amongst the names of many leaders from each of the communities, many of them will be taken to the United States and to Europe for special training so that when they return, they can use that training in their own communities.
Isto tako postoji i program opcije, a u njega će biti uključeni mnogi zvaničnici iz raznih općina, tako da će oni biti odvedeni u Sjedinjene Američke Države na prostoke i poslije toga će oni širiti ta znanja svojim zajednicama.
Depending upon the degree of success in the communities and the way they work together, if all goes well, then there will be $75 million for distribution the following fiscal year.
Ako sve to bude dobro proteklo i u zavisnosti u velikoj mjeri od saradnje između ove dvije zajednice, za sljedeću fiskalnu godinu moglo bi se odvojiti nekih $75 milijuna.
I hope that serves to clarify the reason for the team being here.
Nadam se da vam je ovo potvrdilo prave razloge boravka.
Thanks very much indeed for that, Jay. Do I understand there's one more person from the Novi Travnik side who wishes to say something?
Hvala velika Jay na ovome. Da li sam dobro razumio da još neko iz Novog Travnika želi nešto da kaže sa hrvatske strane?
Ja sam Tomislav Potpunjak iz Novog Travnika. Prvo ću vam reći par riječi o svojoj ulozi kao povjerenika za humanitarni.
I am Mr. Tomislav from Novi Travnik, and I would like to say a few words about my function as a secretary for refugees, something like that, agent, something like that.
Naime, moramo se ovdje dotaći i tog problema. On je također tog karaktera humanitarnog kod izbjeglica, Travnika. U tom smislu da je Novi Travnik do sada od potpisanja Židlja došlo nekoliko stotina Travnika u drugih općina u Srednjem Bosni.
The problem of refugees is one of the problems that we should discuss here, and I would like to say that there were koliko ste rekli, stotina? Nekoliko stotina nakon potpisivanja primirja. After the ceasefire agreement was signed, a few hundred of refugees came to Novi Travnik, and they came from different municipalities.
Preko stotinu Travnika vratilo se iz izbjeglištva iz Hercegovine i Hrvatske.
More than 100 refugees came from Herzegovina and Croatia.
Veliki broj njih je upisan za to i mi radimo na otkrivanju uvjeta za njihov povratak.
A big number of refugees are planning to come back to their homes, and now we are working on preparing things for their comeback.
Normalno, takav jedan poduhvat zahtjeva određene humanitarne razloge.
And that's why we need some humanitarian help.
Iz prezentacije ovdje naručenih predstavnika organizacija vidio sam da su uglavnom interesi za njihov veći angažman, znači oko smještajnih uvjeta. Mislim konkretno na prezentacije stanova, zgrada i privatnih kuća.
From the humanitarian agency's reports, I could see that they are interested in further help with rebuild of houses, big public buildings and things like that.
Taj program je u toku.
That program is in progress.
I sada počinjem nastupati kao predstavnik vlade Novog Travnika. Naime, ujedno predstavnik vlade Novog Travnika na ovoj sjednici.
And now I'm going to tell you some a few things as a representative of Novi Travnik government, since I'm also the representative of Novi Travnik government.
Konkretno, točno, predstojnik ureda za rad, socijalnu skrb i obitelj.
In fact, I am the head of social care office. Work, social care and family. office.
Te tri stvari su uvjetno vezane i neodvojive.
Those three things are connected and can't be divided.
Kroz izlaganja ovdje nazočnih predstavnika humanitaraca vidim njihov interes i naš interes u njihovom angažmanu. Počet od proizvodnje hrane, dalje aktiviranja rada određenih poduzeća, a sve u cilju poboljšanja standarda ovih domicilnih ljudi i područja.
And also through the reports of humanitarian agencies, I could see that we have the same interest, meaning that we are all, both humanitarian agencies and ourselves are interested in same things like food production, starting of different plants, and everything in making the standard of locals and refugees higher.
Da budem konkretan, imamo nekoliko značajnih proizvodnih pogona za proizvodnju prirodne hrane. I mi ćemo ponuditi ove organizacije koja je, ne znam sad točno koja, naše usluge očekuju njihovu suradnju.
And to be specific, we have some plans that we would like to offer to the humanitarian organization. I'm not sure which one, who are going to invest in plants like factories, like, you know.
Right.
Which organization is that?
Probably the best thing is if I get them. Probably the best thing is if I come and discuss those plans with you, and then I can take them up to the organisations and pass them on to the relevant one.
Nik kaže da bi najbolje bilo kad bi on došao do vas, uzeo podatke od vas koje su to postrojenja i tvornice koje vi možete ponuditi, a nakon toga bi se on obratio toj humanitarnoj organizaciji da vidi šta se tu može raditi. And also they are ready for cooperation in any way.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for those points.
Hvala velika na tim primjedbama.
I'd now like to ask the representative from Novi Travnik, Bosniak side to make any points they have.
A sada bih zamolio predstavnike Novog Travnika, bosanske strane, da oni daju svoje komentare.
Ja sam Dusan Adevac, sekretar za opću upravu i društvenu djelatnost općine Novi Travnik.
I'm Dusan Adjevad, and I'm the representatives of Novi Travnik municipality, social activities.
Kroz ovaj sekretarijat općine Novi Travnik vrši raspodjela i distribucija humanitarnih roba.
Through our department in Novi Travnik, we distribute humanitarian aid and goods,
koje pristižu od humanitarnih organizacija.
Which are received from humanitarian aid agencies.
I ovom prilikom bi zamolio sve predstavnike humanitarnih organizacija.
And I would like to use this opportunity to ask all representatives of humanitarian agencies to cooperate more with the municipality authorities.
Odnosno da humanitarnu pomoć, distribuciju vrše preko opcivacije, odnosno ovoga sekretarijata.
In fact, to be more specific, to distribute things, goods and food through municipality authorities.
A ne izravno, na primjer, školi ili nekoj drugoj ustanovi o kojoj se radi.
And not directly by themselves to a school or any other institution in question.
Bilo je primjera da se na kancelarijski pribor za učenike istovali tamo gdje nema škole.
Because there were some examples where things for schools were distributed to the places where there weren't any schools.